Hello students, so we want to discuss multiple questions and answers under estimation and hypothesis testing. The first question, which of the following is a point estimator? So sample mean is a point estimator because for sample mean you have a single value. Question 2, the margin of error in the confidence interval decreases when the sample standard deviation decreases. So as the sample standard deviation decreases, the margin of error in the confidence interval also decreases. So C is the correct answer. Which of the following is an example of bias estimator? Sample variance is a bias estimator. So sample mean is unbiased. So in this case, B is the correct answer. What is the null hypothesis in hypothesis testing? So the assumption that there's no effect or no difference. That is the null hypothesis. So B is the correct answer. In the two-stage hypothesis testing, when should the null hypothesis be rejected? So we can only reject the null hypothesis if the probability value is less than significant level. So therefore, B is the correct answer. The type 1 error in hypothesis testing occur. So when the null hypothesis is true but rejected. So in this case, A is the correct answer. So which test is appropriate to compare mean of two independent groups? For two independent groups, we use independent sample t-test. So C is the correct answer. If n1, that is the sample size, equal to 16, and another sample size n2 is equal to 9, alpha is given as 0.01. Alpha is the level of significance. So we want to determine the T alpha DF. DF means degree of freedom. So in that situation now, we are using our statistical table. So T alpha, degree of freedom, must determine that one first, and degree of freedom is equal to the sum of the two sample size minus 2. That is 16 plus 9 minus 2. Then in that table, you check the corresponding value, that's the value that corresponds to the degree of freedom, and if you check it, your statistical table, you have it to be 2.807. So in that situation, B is the correct answer. It has been discussed in class, so I hope you'll be able to get that. If 1 minus alpha equals to 0.9, then the value of Z alpha is what? First of all, check your alpha. That will go to 1 minus 0.9 and give us a 0.1. So Z alpha from the statistical table, so that's the standard number. We'll check it there. You have to go to 1.645. So the correct answer here is C, 1.645. So a 95% confidence interval for the mean of a population is such that, so the interval of that means that there is 99% chance that contain the mean of the population. So C is the correct answer. So if the population standard deviation sigma is known, the confidence interval for the population mean mu is based on the normal distribution, because when you know the population variance or standard deviation, then you use normal distribution. If the population standard deviation sigma is unknown and the sample size is small, that is, sample size is small when the sample size is less than 30, so the confidence interval for the population mean mu is based on the t distribution. So if you don't know our sigma, then our sample size is small, you make use of student t distribution. So A is the correct answer. So a statistic is an unbiased estimator for a parameter if you take the expectation of that statistics and you get the parameter. So A is the correct answer. Standard error is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of an that estimates. So A is the correct answer. The level of confidence is denoted by alpha. A is the correct answer. That's alpha. Statistical inference has two branches. That is the hypothesis testing and estimation of parameter. So D is the correct answer. The process of using sample data to estimate the value of unknown population parameter is called estimation. So C is the correct answer. Estimate is the observed value of and das of estimator. So B is the correct answer. So estimate and estimator they're not the same thing, they're different. So B is the correct answer. A type 2 error is defined as not rejecting a false null hypothesis. Hypothesis that is not correct and you are not rejecting it. So you have committed what they call type 2 error. So D is the correct answer. Researchers claim that 60 tissues is the average number of tissues a person uses during a course of a cold. The company who makes Kleenex brand tissues thinks that fewer of the tissues are needed. So what are the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? For the null hypothesis, mu equal to 60 first off, because they said they needed fewer, so therefore alternative will be less than 60. So B is the correct answer. In testing the hypothesis H naught, mu equal to 50 versus mu is not equal to 50. So the following information is known. We have the sample size to be equal to 64. Then you have the sample mean equal to 53.5 and the standard deviation to be equal to 10. So the standardized test statistics is what? So for the standardized test statistics, the formula will give you in the formula in the class and have been discussed. So when you subtract the mu from x bar, then divide by the sigma divided by square root of n, then you have your result equal to 2.8. So in that case, C is the correct answer. So determine the parameter and substitute. You get your result there. If an economist wishes to determine whether there is evidence that average family income in a community exceeds $32,000, so A, either a one-tail or two-tail test could be used with equivalent result? No. A one-tail test to be utilized? Yes. So B is the correct answer because they say it exceeds 32,000 US dollars. That means greater than. That's one directional. So B is the correct answer. The rejection region for testing H naught, mu equal to 100 versus mu is not equal to 100 at 0.05 level of significance is now. For this one, you need to determine the the text statistics in this situation. Then we have our level of significance equal to 0.05. That's our alpha. Now we go to the table, statistical table. Subtract 0.05 from 1. We have a 0.95. From the table, when you check, the corresponding value is 1.96. So therefore, the absolute value of our z is greater than 1.96. So B is the correct answer. For a given sample size n, if the level of significance alpha is decreased, the power of the test will do what? Will also decrease. So B is the correct answer. Which of the following statement is not true? The probability of making a type 2 error increases and the probability of making a type 1 error decreases? No. The probability of making a type 2 error and the level of significance are the same. The power of the test decreases and the level of significance decreases. So D, all of these choices are true. So the three we are having above all are true. So therefore, D is the correct answer. If hypothesis is not rejected at 0.10 level of significance, it must be rejected at 0.05 level? No. May be rejected at 0.05 level? No. Will not be rejected at 0.05 level. So C is the correct answer. Suppose that 95% confidence interval for mu is given as by x bar plus or minus 3.25. This notation means that if you repeatedly draw samples of the same size from the same population, so 95% of the value of x bar will be such that mu will lie somewhere between, you subtract 3.25 from your x bar, then you add 3.25 to your x bar, so it will give you the interval. So that's what you're going to have. So therefore, A is the correct answer. It is true. If the population standard deviation is S is unknown and the sample size is small, that is n is less than 30, the confidence interval for the population mean is based on the student t distribution. So that the t distribution, that is A. The endpoint of confidence interval are called confidence limits. So the smaller one is lower confidence limits and the bigger one is the upper confidence limits. So a type 1 error is committed if we make an incorrect decision when the null hypothesis is true. So that is what is referred to as type 1 error. So D is the correct answer. The p-value in hypothesis testing represents what? It represents the probability of observing a test statistics as extreme as the one computed, assuming the null hypothesis is true. So B is correct answer. The null hypothesis is generated with H naught. The alternative is denoted as H1. So A is the correct answer. The alternative hypothesis is denoted with H1. So B is the correct answer. And lastly, if our N1 is equal to 10 and our N2 is equal to 12, N1 means the sample size, the N2 also is another sample size. We are doing with the two population. So the degree of freedom is what? So add the sample size together minus 2. So 10 plus 12 minus 2, that is 20. So A is the correct answer. So thank you for listening.